Alright guys, you hear it enough? You see enough random stuff that looks super confusing to you guys because it's supposed to, but let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's happening to us out here, okay? And then let's make it very clear what's happening to us, to the outside world, okay? Check this out. This is a psychological game. It's a wear in your mind. It's a play off your mind. They want you to be afraid, okay? This whole thing, I don't know the details, but when you explain this to the public, you were smeared into the ground by your own family, or a partner, or a close friend, or from a workspace place, okay? Something triggered somebody to either want something that you had, or they wanted to silence you from information that you knew. Now this is personal within this group, but this group we know is larger, but everyone has this individual group that started a slanderous campaign on them. Okay? The slander campaign starts. That gets spread around so viciously, and so many unlikely people start to parade together in a group of flying monkeys based off a lie from one vicious person that started a smear campaign. That campaign then spread so far outward to all exes, everybody that person ever knew in their life, then cutting off their support system. Because everyone that they thought loved them has now been convinced by this lie, because they usually do something legal to try to back this lie up. i.e. take your children, press false charges on you, do something to try to make what's going on in your life align with the lie that they are telling, okay? So now you have one liar, you have the smear campaign started, and you have them setting you up or harming you to make it look as if you did something wrong, okay? So now they're actually getting the people, their flying monkeys, actually believe that we are bad people, okay? So you have that one person that spun a narrative, like mine, for example, was that I'm using drugs, I'm crazy, I'm off my rocker, and I'm harming my children. So they illegally, with no court order, ripped my children out of my life. So they kidnapped my children, withheld my children from me. Then they tried to get a court order. But they created a scenario that made it look as if something happened, even though nothing happened. So then multiple people will get involved, and they will start adding to the scenario. So if they don't have a good history with you, which if these are people from your past, exes, old relationships, things that were behind you, they probably aren't going to want to, treat you the very best, because you know how it is when we exit people's lives, they feel it. And then they have a personal vendetta with us for the rest of our life, even though we were never bad to them, we were always good to that person. That person's going to hate you forever because you don't serve them anymore. So they're always going to have a vendetta against you. Now imagine that times everyone you've ever known, everyone you've ever been with, anyone you've ever slept with, anyone you've ever dated, anyone you've had a child with, anybody that you've known in your family, everybody that you've ever known now believes this lie. Okay? This lie has been spread so viciously through the community. Now, each of those individual people has a personal vendetta on your ass, and you're in a down spot, you're in a bad spot. So anybody with a personal vendetta, or somebody that can't get over you, or someone that's low-key still obsessed with you, now has complete control over a scenario in your life, because you have no support system and you're back so far up against the wall. So each of those person that now is involved in the smear campaign starts to take the smear campaign into their own hands. Hence, calling police on you, making false reports about you, making false reports to judges about you, putting fake PFAs on you, putting fake accusations all over you, calling schools about you, calling children and youth about you. You're now flagged in the system, okay? You've had the cops called on you so many times. You've been falsely accused, falsely reported so many times. You are now flagged inside of a system. This system now is flagging you as a terroristic threat to society. Now they are hiring people. Now that you're in the system, now that you're flagged in the system, they're hiring other U.S. civilians off of places like Indeed for a role player job, where they can then track and trace these civilians that are on this watch list for terroristic acts when they have not done anything, okay? So then they start to hire all these people. These people start to follow you around. They'll break into your homes. They'll